If you've been working on regulating stress or balancing your hormones, you may have noticed that your body doesn't necessarily need more effort. It may just need more integration. From a Chinese medicine perspective, different systems support things like circulation, detoxification, emotional processing, and hormonal rhythm. And when these pathways can feel blocked or disconnected, then balance overall becomes more difficult to maintain. So in this full body flow for a nervous system reset, we'll start with meridian tapping and then move into an integrative yoga practice that includes gentle acupressure points that we bring into a couple of the final seated postures to support both emotional and hormonal balance. The main thing through this practice is that you allow your breath and your nervous system to guide the intensity of your movement, because resetting isn't really about doing more. It's about helping your body reorganize and to find a more sustainable rhythm. Let's take that into the practice and get started. All right, so we're going to begin this standing and just doing some meridian tapping through the yang channels. So we're going to begin tapping the stomach channel, starting beneath the eyes. And so really this is stomach 2 point. And I'm just tapping with the fingertips. Obviously it can't be too hard on your face. And begin to take this tapping down through your cheeks. Just helping lymph move. And you can lift up through the neck. So as you continue to tap down, you're tapping down through the throat. And even tapping around the lymph nodes. And now as you come just above the collarbones, you can take a little extra time here, massaging into the space, into the collarbones, and being gentle, really working more with the lymphatic system right now. You can move the neck with this if that helps you open up. And now let's continue to tap down. So we're tapping just beneath the collarbones, continuing down through the chest. And once we come onto the belly, you can begin to cup, kind of cupping the fingers in so the hands are hollow. And doing this down through the center of the abdomen. And then let's cup the hands, so folding the fingers in, making some circles, so moving up through the right side, down through the left side. So you're working up with the ascending colon and down with the descending colon. You can contract a bit through your abdominal muscles to strengthen the tapping of your digestive system. This can be a really nice way to activate your digestion and strengthen your digestion and help things move in your digestive system. And now let's continue to tap down through the front of the legs, front of the thighs, and down through the tops of the knees, and down just through the muscles to the outside of the shin bones. And here you can apply more weight into your hands, down through the front of your legs, into the front of your ankles, and you can bend your knees to reach your feet and just tap out the tops of your feet. And now let's work with the bladder channel, starting by tapping the inside of the eyebrows. And you can tap with all 4 fingers across your forehead to tap up through the forehead. Tap at the top of the head. And continue down through the back of the head, the back of the neck. Since it's difficult to reach our upper backs on ourselves, we're just going to go straight into the kidneys. Tapping into the kidneys and down through the lower back. And here you can cup out the lower back. Down through the glutes. And then continue tapping down through the back of your thighs. Just using flat hands down through the back of the knees. Take a few extra moments at the back of the knees. And then continue down through the back of your legs. Tapping to the outside of your heels and down through the pinky toes. Go with the gallbladder channel, tapping on the temples and up around the ears. Can hold a lot of tension here. Down behind the ears. And then let's cup out one shoulder at a time. And here you can really take some weight into these trapezius muscles, onto the tops of the shoulders. You can always move your head in the opposite direction if that helps you release. And then do it on the other side. Of course, working in a way that is comfortable for you. We don't want to activate our nervous systems doing this or release stress hormones, right? We're doing this as a way to ground and also bring awareness into these channels that will carry into this practice. And then you can continue tapping one side at a time down through the side ribs, the side of your waist. Let's do that on the other side. And then we can take both hands to the outside of the hips. You can move your hip side to side here. It can feel really nice to release your hips, release the glutes. Let your hands cup out through the trochanters, the bones that come to the outside of your hips. And then continue tapping down through the outside of your thighs, releasing through the IT bands, and then down through the outside of your legs, and down through the fourth toes. And now we'll begin the practice standing in Tadasana at the top of your mat. Letting yourself ground down here. Feeling how you can anchor down through the four corners of both of your feet. You can feel strong up through your legs, strong, zipped up through the core of your body. So you have a really strong earth element, strong through the stomach spleen channels. On your next inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips to fold forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Step your left foot back. Bring your back knee down. Take your right hand onto your right thigh. On your next inhale, take your left arm up into a crescent lunge. On your next inhale, lift up through the torso. Exhale, release the hips down. Inhale, lengthen, lift through the torso. Exhale, release the hips down. Inhale, lift up through the torso, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, release the hands down, step back into plank. Bring your knees down. Exhale through chaturanga, lowering onto your belly. And reach your arms back, so much that your chest lifts up off of the ground. You can lengthen your legs up off of the mat, coming into Shalabhasana. If you want to interlace your fingers behind the back, you can take that option. Just creating more lift through the chest, more space through your lungs. Feel this activation through the back body. Release your legs down, take your hands to both sides of the chest, and draw your elbows in and down. Roll through the spine to come back, tuck your toes, making your way back into downward dog. And taking any movement that feels right for you here. Whatever helps you come into the moment, come into your body. And feeling how you can anchor your breath with your diaphragm to help anchor your nervous system through the practice. Now you can bring your right knee to your nose, take your weight forward, step your right foot between your hands, and let's bring the back knee down once again. You can release your back toes. Now you can take your right hand onto your thigh and press that hand into your thigh to help you twist. So you're going to bring your left arm to the outside of your leg, take your hands against each other, and press the arm and leg against each other to deepen into this twist, as much as is comfortable for you right now. Just squeezing out the inner organs, wringing out the inner organs. Feeling an opening through the left side of your waist, length up through the neck, and strength down through your right leg. Now you can release, bringing your left hand down onto the mat and resting your right arm onto your thigh. And then you can let your hips way down. So you're perched up onto your left arm, just onto the bone. The left hip will release down. And so you are releasing more weight into your left hip, feeling into the front of your left hip. You can look back over your right shoulder if that's comfortable or in that direction. Really feeling an opening up through the front of your left hip into the left side of your waist. So more with the gallbladder, spleen meridians, helping you to ground and to release. And notice if you can just rest into your left arm. So you don't have to be too engaged here. It's more like a yin posture. And now you can release, coming back to the center, and walk your hands back. We're going to come into an Ardha Hanumanasana, like a half split. Walking your hands back and lengthening through your right leg. The hips are stacked over your left knee, or moving in that direction. And then from here, folding over your right leg. Now, if you're tense or a little tighter through your hamstrings, the back of your thigh, keep a bend in your knee. That's fine. And you can just work on lengthening through your leg as is comfortable for you. So again, we aren't here to create stress. We're here to release it. And building awareness with our body. So we're working with our body in a kind and compassionate way. And not necessarily in a stressful way. At least when we're focused on hormonal balance, right? We want to calm the nervous system first and foremost. And release tension from these channels. So here when we work with the bladder channel, we're releasing nervous tension through the back of the body. And now you can bend through your front knee, you can tuck your back toes, bring both hands to the mat, step back into plank, and from here make your way back into downward dog. Now an inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, step to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. On inhale, come all the way up to stand, arms up overhead. Exhale, bend through your knees, bring your arms down, sitting back. Inhale, take your arms alongside your ears into Utkatasana. Exhale, bend through your knees a bit more. Inhale, come up to stand, lengthen through the body. Exhale, Tadasana. Close your eyes, take a few breaths here. On your next inhale, take your arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips to fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Step your right foot back as far as you can. Bring your back knee down. Take your left hand onto your front thigh. And on inhale, take your right arm up into a crescent lunge. On your next inhale, lengthen through the spine, lift up through the torso, through the belly. Exhale, let the hips weigh down. Inhale, lift up through the belly, lift up through the chest, through the spine. Exhale, let the hips weigh down. Inhale, lift up, lengthen through the upper body. Exhale, take both hands to the mat. Step back into plank. Bring your knees down. On exhale, lower through chaturanga onto your belly. Reach back through your arms. Lift up through your chest. You can lengthen through your legs. Draw your big toes in toward each other. Draw the inner thighs in toward each other. Feel the strong activation through your back body, through your kidneys. Now, if you interlace your fingers on the first side, change the interlacing of your fingers. Work the palms toward each other. You can lift your arms up toward the sky. Feel the strong engagement through the glutes, through the hamstrings, through your back. On exhale, release. Bring your hands to both sides of your chest. Roll through the spine, tuck your toes, come back into downward dog. Now you can bring your left knee forward, roll through the spine so you're bringing your weight forward. Step your left foot between your hands. Bring your back knee down. You can relax through the ankle. Take your left hand onto your thigh. Now you can press your left hand into your thigh to help you twist, to bring your right arm to the outside of your leg. Take your palms against each other. Press the hands against each other and press your arm and leg against each other. Perhaps you're looking back over your left shoulder or in that direction, completing the twist, lifting and lengthening through your neck, feeling space through the belly, through the waist. On inhale, you can look down. Exhale, release, bringing your right hand to the mat. Let your left arm rest onto your left thigh. And from here, let your hips weigh down. And so it's easier to be perched up on your right arm with the wrist underneath the shoulder, so you don't have to engage through that arm. And here it's a trust thing with your hips, allowing the hips to descend into gravity. And knowing that they will release as they're ready. And when we work into our hips, releasing tension through the hips, through the psoas, through the front of the right hip here, it can stir up emotion, and that's okay. So notice if you can soften through your throat, through your face, around your eyes, your temples. And now we'll take the hips back, walk the hands back, lengthen through the left leg, and then fold over your left leg. And again, if you want to keep a bend in your left knee and work that way, perhaps engaging to lengthen through the leg and releasing in ways that you can, working with your body in the way that you can. One side can be very different from the other. You can feel into this, perhaps moving your hip side to side, just feeling into your hamstrings, the back of your thigh. And really all the way through the bladder channel, through the left side of the body here. Now you can bend through your left knee, to bring the foot flat to your mat. Take your hands onto the mat, tuck your back toes, step back into plank, and then bring your hips up and back into downward dog. On inhale, look to your hands. Exhale, step your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. On inhale, come all the way up to stand, arms overhead. Exhale, sit back, bring your arms down. Inhale, take your arms alongside your ears. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen through the body, lift up through the belly. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold forward, bend through your knees. You can use your hands to support you to come to sit. And then take your hands back so you bring your hips back. So you're seated toward the back of your mat and your legs are out long. Now let's bring the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. And let's bend through the right knee. So we're going to bring a little bit of acupressure into a couple of these seated postures. So here we're going to work with the kidney 1 point, and I'll put this point up on the screen for you to see more closely. So it's between the second and third toes, just beneath the ball of the foot. And you can first just feel into this point and circle into this point. And now you can begin to press your foot into your fingers, and I'm going to wrap both of my hands around and press into this point with both of my middle fingers. And then lift up through the spine. So you're drawing the thigh and the belly in toward each other. So you're deepening the compression into this kidney 1 point, which is a power point for grounding and anchoring your energy. And now we're going to slide this foot out as far as it will go with the belly in toward the thigh. So maybe you continue to keep a bend in your knee. The main thing is that you're pressing into this kidney 1 point and that your belly is folded in toward your thigh. So you're getting an opening through the bladder channel, up through your lower back, up through your back. Now, if you have longer hamstrings, perhaps your belly continues folding in toward the thigh with your leg long. A lot of people don't have that length in their hamstrings. It's something you train over years of time. So it's okay. You can keep a bend in your knee wherever you're at with it. If you do have more training in lengthening your hamstrings, then you're still pressing into this kidney 1 point, even with your leg long, and you're still folding your belly in toward your thigh. If you have your leg long, feel that you can open through the back of your leg down into your mat. Let the shoulders rest into the back. And then you can come up to sit. If you have a bend in the knee, you can take your leg out long. Now let's take the left foot to the outside of the right leg. Interlace your fingers, wrap them around your knee, and lift up through your spine. Feel the shoulders release down away from your ears. And now you can wrap your right arm further to the outside of the knee. Take your left hand behind you and begin to twist. So feeling your left ribs move back, your right ribs move forward, this mobility through the gallbladder channel, and this wringing out action through the internal organs. Creating compression through the digestive system. If you want to deepen this, you can press your right arm to the outside of your leg and just feel that you can continue to lift up through your spine. So you're lifting up from the sit bones and you're grounded down through both sit bones. On inhale, look forward. Exhale, unwind. Now let's continue folding the left leg over, perhaps enough that the knee lines over the right knee. And here we're going to work with another acupressure point, working with liver 3 point. That is just under where the first and second metatarsals of the big toe and second toe meet. You will probably feel that. And then massaging into the spleen 3 point, just to the inside of the base of the big toe. First, just feeling into that with your fingers, feeling into your foot. And we're going to keep this pressure into the foot as we allow the belly to release down over the thighs. Let your breath settle into your belly, into your pelvis. And now let's let go of the acupressure points, letting the right hand rest out as well. And just let yourself fold over your legs. You can let your head be heavy, the chin can release toward your chest. And you can gently move your head side to side, snaking through the head, opening up through your neck, into the base of your skull, down through the tops of your shoulders. And so we can release down through the gallbladder channel. We can release down through the bladder channel. And here we can really soften through the chest, through the heart, down through the arms, the hands, the fingers. And massage the internal organs, the digestive system, with our breath. So allowing a deeper release into the parasympathetic nervous system. Creating a deeper release through our entire body, through all of the meridians. And then you can make your way up to sit. Take your left leg out long. Take a moment, feeling up through your neutral spine, down through your legs. Maybe one side feels different from the other. And now let's bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. And let's fold through the left knee to press into the kidney 1 point on the left foot. First, just massaging into this point. This can be grounding in and of itself for a practice. And if there are ever elements of these practices that you want to bring into your day, even if it's just a few minutes of grounding, it can make a difference. Like we did on the first side, you can let your foot slide out or move it out as far as it wants to go as you continue keeping the belly folded in toward your thigh. And continue pressing into the kidney 1 point. As long as you feel an opening and activation through the backside of your left side of the body, that's what we're going for. And in a way where you can breathe into your belly, you can breathe space into your lower back, and you can continue feeling into this kidney 1 point. This is an easy way to massage into this. You can circle into this point, and you can press your foot back into your hands as you pull the fingers back into the foot. So it can be an active Hatha posture, just using acupressure in the practice. And then you can come up, you can lengthen out through your leg if it isn't already. And let's cross the right foot over to the outside of the left leg. Interlace your fingers, wrap them around your knee, and lift up through the spine first. So you're creating space between your hips and your ribs that really creates more space for you to twist. Now you can wrap your arm around the outside of the knee, take your right hand behind you, and you can press your hand and knee against each other as you twist, feeling how your rib cage can move. So your left ribs are moving forward, your right ribs are moving back. Letting the shoulders rest down into the back. And feeling the space through your lungs, through your chest, through your heart. If you want to deepen this, you can press your left arm to the outside of the leg. Just feeling more compression through your internal organs. And just noticing if you start tensing up anywhere, how you can ground down out of that tension, ease out of that tension, so you don't have to be too firm with yourself or push your body. And now you can look forward and release. Continue crossing your right leg over your left as far as it will go. And let's massage into the liver 3-point with the index and middle fingers. First feeling into that point, opening up flow of chi through the entire body, of the emotional body as well. And then you can massage into the spleen 3-point with your thumb. And that can create a release up through the rest of the spleen channel. And when we work with the spleen meridian, it's a great way to ground and to stabilize, letting ourselves come to the center. And from there, things can steady out. Our hormonal system can balance out. And now you can begin to let the weight of your torso release over your legs. Maybe it doesn't go very far. It's not about how far it goes, it's about what you feel. Feeling into the back of your left leg, feeling ease through your shoulders, through your chest, your jaw. You can circle the fingers or the thumb into the point. And then let your left hand rest out. And let's just rest into this, letting the head weigh down, the chin releasing toward the chest. And again, you can slowly, intentionally move your head side to side, and more intentionally, so you're feeling into your tissues, into the space that you can create for yourself in your body, the space that you can create through your nervous system. And in doing so, allowing more space and ease to open up for balance to come into your hormonal system. It's allowing this to happen. And you can come up to the center, take your right leg out long, and let's windshield wipe the feet in and out, release through the thighs, even all the way up into the hips. You can shimmy out the hips. You can use your hands to release the quads, release the muscles through the thighs. And then you can bend through your knees and come to sit, reach out through your arms and roll down onto your back, bringing your knees in, hugging your knees in, letting yourself be soft. And from here, make your way into Shavasana, taking your legs out long, getting your shoulders into the back, your arms out long, your palms facing up, and your eyes soft and relaxed, closed. Letting yourself settle down into gravity. Just handing your weight over so you don't have to hold on to yourself. You don't have to hold on to any thoughts, any emotions. And just let everything move and release down into the earth. It's knowing the earth is here to support us and support our letting go, so we can balance out and live in balance with the earth and with ourselves and with each other. Now you can take one more slow breath in and just notice any subtle shifts in your nervous system, your energy, or your emotional state. Full body reset practices like this help your system learn that it's safe to move, to release, and to reorganize, and not through force, but through supportive rhythm and awareness. Now, if you'd like a structured way to continue this process, you can explore my 7-day Hormonal Meridian Reset. It's a guided series to help you build emotional capacity and support hormonal balance through therapeutic movement and meridian-based practices. I have that linked below. And subscribe for more integrative meridian yin and yang yoga practices, breathwork, and somatic tools that I'm sharing every week here. And let me know in the comments which part of this practice felt most supportive or surprising for you today. I'd love to hear your experience. Thanks so much for taking this time to be present with yourself, with your body, with your breath, and for practicing with me. I'll see you in the next video.